I'm Harris Faulkner. The president has given lawmakers that 6 months or a period of time, as the Attorney General said, to find a solution. Let's bring in Republican Congressman Mark Walker of North Carolina, the chairman of the Republican Study Committee. And I do want to talk heavily about that and some other issues. But I understand that you have breaking news now on the Hurricane Harvey aid package. What is it, sir?
Yes, we're just hearing that part of the Hurricane Harvey relief package, as it comes out of the Senate, will include or have tied to it raising the debt ceiling as well as a continuing resolution. For many of us that are arriving today, coming from our different homes throughout the country, this is a little unsettling and even more frustrating.
Why is it happening?
Well, we believe that without knowing for sure, this looks like or appears this is a backroom deal between Mitch McConnell and Chuck Schumer. Just a few months ago, we were asked to swallow a new spending bill. I was at a dinner one evening where the Democrats basically said, hey, we got everything we wanted. For Republicans, we have to be willing to hold the line when it comes to the out-of-control spending. Right now, there's $145,000 of debt per household. If not now, then when? What will it be next year or the year after? And it's very frustrating, Harris.
Well, and I can hear it in your voice. I know you're squeezed between meetings because you just got that news. And in a few minutes, you're going to go into a meeting with House Speaker Paul Ryan. I
Yes.
want to talk to you a little bit, first of all, about the news you just delivered on Harvey. There is one package that will go forth that I understand is clean. This would be the second chunk of money, correct? And now you consider that not to be clean. Is this the bipartisan you had in mind?
No, listen, I lived in Houston for a couple of years, 25 years ago. My heart goes out to it. As a former pastor, I have many pastor friends. But we shouldn't use this tragedy to be able to make sure that we're taking care of people tied with other things that conservatives and Republicans in general have been pushing back against for nearly an entire year. When Steve Mnuchin came and met with the Republican Study Committee, we pushed back 4 months ago when asked to just look the other way on a clean debt ceiling. You know, we're grateful that in Texas the floodwaters continue to recede, but here in the swamp it looks like they continue to rise.
Ooh, all right. Congressman Walker is fired up today. Let's talk a little bit about DACA and what has rolled into place. A lot of strong language, let's put it that way, coming from both sides of the political aisle, but then some bipartisan agreement that, yes, Congress does need to fix what's happened with illegals coming into the country as children, numbers between 600,000 and 800,000.
Yes, it is our responsibility. The president did his job on this today. Just the very name, deferred action, means it was for a time in the future for us to pick up. So you can't have it both ways. You can't get upset with the president for overreaching or overstepping when it's something that Congress has the responsibility to do. We've given 6 months, and I believe the next 60 to 90 days we can add to this, to our level of competency or not, and see what kind of grade that we can get. This is something that Congress should be able to handle.
Wow. You talk about competency. We had the chairman of GOPAC on our noon show, Outnumbered, today, sir, and he said that if you guys can't get tax reform done, you may as well pack it up and go home. It seems like you have a lot of litmus tests right now.
Well, I think Sarah Sanders said it best, that if you can't do your job, then get out of the way and let somebody else do it.
Whew. Okay. Does it give you hope or pause or anything that Democrat Senator Steny Hoyer, and I know it's in the other chamber of Congress, but he said this about DACA: this month would be the perfect opportunity to pass something for DACA. It sounds like Democrats, at least this one, would be on board with working toward finding that fix.
Well, we hope so, but in the past 9 months, and I've been here, this is my second term, so nearly 3 years, in the past we've seen so much vitriol toward the president that anything that can be connected to some of his leadership, we've not gotten a great deal of Democrat support. Maybe this time it changes.
All right. You've got to go, and so do I. But real quickly, we're all watching the Dow do a little bit of a dip. Our Fox Business Network team is telling us that the big bullet point is North Korea. A quick thought from you.
Well, I was just in South Korea for 4 days this past July, 2 months ago. I know our generals on the ground are very concerned that Kim Jong-un will continue to escalate until there's some kind of retaliation. What that looks like, we need to decide pretty quick.
And, you know, on this point with North Korea, as you head in to talk with House Speaker Paul Ryan, no doubt you'll talk about DACA, and no doubt you'll talk about tax reform. But does this come up, too? This seems immediate. I mean, they're saying they're going to potentially launch another missile today.
It has to. We've got 200,000 Americans in South Korea, mostly in Seoul, which are 27 kilometers from the North Korean border. This is major, and if we don't do something to show some kind of strength, to show some kind of ability to be able to push back, I'm hesitant to say exactly what that is until we have some more opportunities to discuss, but it doesn't look like Kim Jong-un is going to decrease his escalation until he gets smacked in the mouth a little bit.
Wow. Congressman Mark Walker of beautiful North Carolina joining us today. Sir, welcome back to the Hill.
Thanks, Harris.
A lot of dreamers who will be affected by the president's immigration decision live in areas hit hard by Hurricane Harvey. We'll go to Houston, where they're cleaning up and weighing in on today's announcement. Stay close.